An acid is a substance that releases hydrogen ions when it's placed into an aqueous solution. So hydrogen ions, so that's hydrogen, but an ion, of course, is a charged atom. So a hydrogen ion is H+, and that's what's released into an aqueous solution. Aqueous means that it contains water. So when an acid is placed into water, it releases hydrogen ions. Let me show you what I mean. So we have a beaker here, and that beaker contains water. Here's an acid, HCl. That's hydrochloric acid. It contains one atom of hydrogen and one atom of chlorine. So when it's placed into solution, into an aqueous solution, that means a solution that contains water, it splits into H+ and Cl- ions. It splits into those ions. So an acid is a substance that releases hydrogen ions when it's placed into water. That's all an acid is. Here's another example. H2SO4. That's sulfuric acid. See, it's still got these hydrogens. It can be split into hydrogen ions when it's placed in water. Let me tell you about some of the properties of acids, some of these things that you're very familiar with already. So the properties of acids. Firstly, they're corrosive. Now, not all acids are corrosive, but some of them can be very, very corrosive. They are sour to the taste. So think about lemon juice. Lemon juice is citric acid, and it tastes sour. They react with some metals to produce hydrogen gas. Another thing is, I'm going to teach you about bases in a moment. So when an acid and a base are put together, they neutralize. So an acid neutralizes a base. And I'm also going to teach you about pH, which is a scale, and acids have a pH that's less than 7, or from 1 to 6. A base is a substance that releases hydroxide ions into solution. Now, hydroxide is OH-. So again, we'll put it into a beaker of water. The base that I'm thinking of is sodium hydroxide, NaOH. Now, hydroxide is a polyatomic ion. That means that there's two atoms that actually form the ion. So two atoms here, an oxygen and a hydrogen. Together, they have a charge of -1. So they stay together as an ion. So when we put sodium hydroxide into the water, we release hydroxide ions and sodium ions. So sodium is Na+, and hydroxide is OH-. So that's what a base is. When you put a base into water, an aqueous solution, it releases hydroxide ions. Some properties of bases. They are caustic. So acids were corrosive. We say that bases are caustic. So think of some really strong cleaning chemicals like bleach. They are caustic. They taste bitter. They have a real soapy feel. And the reason for that is that soap and washing detergent is actually basic. So they have a soapy feel about them. They are neutralized by acids, and their pH range is between 8 and 14. So more on pH very soon.